That's funny you know about.
We're not live.
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time. Actually, when I was an auditor, I audited her company, and that's how we met.
Oh.
Long time ago, and she's really good friends with. Do you know my friend Lori Bakovic?
We'll check Mike's in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, you got it.
Yeah, we're good besties.
Nice.
How do you know her?
Val?
Mm-hmm.
We went out once.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 years ago, and
we're on Facebook Live.
So don't say anything bad.
and we're actually going to the farmers market on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so nice. That's pretty random, right?
Okay, do you want to give out a phone number at all for people to call you? Or
That's fine. Yeah.
what would it be?
916
Okay.
429
Okay.
5716.
I think we should maybe stick to just giving out websites so that we can drive callers to our to call in, rather than overwhelming them with numbers. That's what Jerry was advising before.
Really? Okay.
There's information on my website. So.
Okay.
Perfect. They have it cranked
Jerry
up like
knows.
a meat locker.
Jerry knew Howard could sell, so Jerry knows.
Jerry knows what? How to sell?
He knew Howard could sell.
Oh.
He used to work with him in New York and back in the 70s, so Jerry knows
In the
his stuff.
70s. I'm not going to ask you how old.
Well, because Howard Cosell.
That makes him like 97. No. About 97 years old.
See?
Uh-oh.
I can see.
Like, that voice
this
sounds
away.
familiar.
What's that?
Usually that voice is inside my head. It's yelling, but wait a minute. Are you sick?
Yes.
Oh, again?
Yeah, again. I know. You know what? I was feeling better, and then went for a run with my daughter on Monday night, and it just killed me. So, yeah. So I've been eating cough drops for 2 days. It's great.
I don't want to tell the story. I do need coffee. You probably should have made an exception.
I feel the same. I didn't get tea. I usually
You
I
get
bring
it?
in.
Starbucks today.
No, because the traffic was so bad. I was expecting it to be
People out of
lighter,
school.
yeah, but no, and it took me 10 minutes longer than normal, so I didn't have time.
Oh, that's not good.
I probably would have had time and still made it, but I didn't want to push it. I'll just make tea when I get to the
There
office.
you go.
My green tea. I wish you would have brought soda. We could have drank it on the air and like talked about the flavors and
I
stuff.
have it in my car.
Really?
Oh yeah. I've got like
I bet you do.
20 cases in my car right now.
That would have been fun. We could have tried the flavors and like tapped about them and stuff.
Wish somebody didn't bring any scotch we could talk about on here. All right, let's check
I've got
Mike's.
something.
Yeah, I mean that's you do it with mix, or you use it as a mixer as well. So, or people use it as a mixer.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really?
In fact,
Scotch would probably be a
certain
pair.
Bars, right?
Yeah, there's bars.
There's certain bars where you guys.
Yeah.
Are we mic checking?
Are we mic checking, Jerry? Just like last time.
All right. Am I first? Up? No. You did.
Oh.
Okay, I'm talking
Jerry,
right now.
Jerry, can you hear me now? Okay.
You're good.
Fine.
I'm
Am I
falling
good?
apart
Am I
out
good?
here.
Okay.
Not ready for this.
That's what happened. I didn't give you a bad setup on the mic. All right, give it a shot.
1, 2, 3.
Again.
1, 2, 3. Hello? Yeah. Good.
Is it good?
Good?
He's going.
Can you hear me?
4 minutes,
4 minutes,
32
seconds.
Wow.
He's
Not a
exact.
second earlier.
He's a producer. That's what he does. Right?
Oh, it looks so polluted and gross out there today. What in the world?
It's supposed to rain, right?
I saw that. It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Is it?
It's supposed to be
That
like
doesn't work with my schedule or with my
85
tire.
and then boom, 65 and rainy and then back to the 90s.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It's all good. We've got our graduation Friday, so I don't want to be outside when it's 105.
Exactly. Well, we needed the rain to clear the air because that
Who's
pollution is
graduating?
awful.
My middle daughter.
Okay.
You have a son.
My oldest son just
I was
graduated.
gonna say I thought he just did.
Uh-huh.
Where did he go?
Roseville.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to PSU. He's going to Portland State.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
Right in the middle of downtown. I'm pretty jealous. It's a nice. fun
What's he
city.
gonna study?
Environmental engineering,
Okay.
but he's more into being a lead singer and lead guitar of a band. So,
I've seen
I
some
think-
of that on Facebook before.
Yeah.
That's that stuff. So is he gonna be in a band? Is he gonna find a band up there in Portland?
I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
He's pretty driven that way.
That's cool.
He's pretty good too. So.
What type of music is it?
Alternative. It's funny because he plays my music, which is really good. It's very fun for me.
Katie's younger. I don't know how old you are.
Me?
Yeah.
44.
Okay. Katie's still younger.
22.
Oh yeah. Me too.
Nobody buys that anymore. I used to be able to get away with that.
Yeah.
People are like, we can tell you're not in your 20s now.
I get away
Nice
with
try.
35 pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have like 3 grays in my beard.
Just gotta color them, right? Just from in beer. or
Oh
something.
yeah.
No.
That creates that creates the wrong
Yeah, for sure.
I'll go gray gracefully.
So you'll go and visit them regularly in Portland?
Yeah, we bottle in Portland, so I'm up there
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
5-6 times a year, and
Yeah.
then Portland's not a hard place to visit. It's like $100 Southwest, and it's a really fun city. I went up there with him. We picked a dorm and
Cool.
figured he didn't need a car, and walked around the city. And, we ate at all the nice Portland restaurants. There's a lot of
There are.
there's a lot of
I
nice.
spent a weekend eating and drinking through Portland a few years ago.
Is that right?
2015, I think.
About 40% of my business is in Portland.
Wow.
Yeah, so you walk
Through retail and bars, or?
through retail,
Retail,
mostly
wow.
retail, some bars, but and then Seattle too is probably another 40.
Really?
So I walk down Pike's Place, and we're in 3 places on that street.
Wow, that's
So,
great.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm really hungry too.
I have kale chips.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have
Some
a
kale
client
chips.
lunch in Davis at 1.
Where at?
Bistro 33. So I'm like, okay, drive down here, drive all the way back there, then drive all the way to
Yeah.
Davis, then drive all the way back up there. It's gonna be one of those days. But that's a good restaurant. Are we doing this?
Almost.
What?
Almost. I think like a minute to go.
Minute? Alright.
It's a long 4 minutes.
I know, right?
32
It's a long
seconds.
4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Why am I not balanced here?
I'm not either.
I don't have an in-ear and outie on this, I just have one.
Yeah, just one. Hey, we could have our
I know, I
intro
feel like
sung.
I need to get into the jingle writing business. That's my true calling in this world, I think.
Write a jingle for Silk Soda.
I've had this. We actually have a song.
Do you?
See, I need one for my practice.
We had a song made, and that'll be coming out on Instagram.
Really?
soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's to avoid all of the copyright things. You have to mix your own.
You want to sing it online? You want to sing it
No,
online?
no. It's just a tune. It's not a song.
Get your son on to do it.
My very white voice. Yeah.
I feel like-
Am I supposed to be able to hear better or no?
Yeah.
You can turn up the volume, maybe.
Okay, now I can hear you. I can just like a whisper before.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Numbers on Money 105.5 FM, part of the Wall Street Business Network. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Bellows.
Woohoo, Katie
What?
McConnell here.
Morning, Katie.
Feels like it's been forever since we've been here.
It's only been a week.
I know, but it feels like a really long time.
I know. But we're in June now. We transitioned out of Entrepreneur Month. We're into Small Business Month.
Right.
We have a guest today, Payam Fardanesh from Silk Road Soda.
Hello.
Hi, Payam.
Thanks for having me again.
Kind of fits in both, I think.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
the Payam's been on the show a couple times before, so he's a great guest and has a great story. And we're going to get to our listeners will get to hear part. However, he wants to tell a story today. We'll get to hear part of the story. And
I have lots of questions.
good.
Oh, no.
Good. So, how was your week, by the way, real quick before we jump into the guest?
Week, it's only midweek.
Now, how was it from last Wednesday? How was it?
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. It's been such a
Anything going on?
blur,
I know.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, you know.
We're getting ready for graduation. Our middle one is graduating. Our oldest one got engaged over the weekend and had an engagement
Congratulations.
party. It's funny, we went up to the engagement party up in Chico, and there was us and another couple, and so we're like the old people, and the rest of them are all in their 20s, so they're like kind of hanging out waiting for us to leave so they can have the real party.
How special.
Yeah, that was cool. So
Nice.
yeah. And you just had Payam, you just had your son graduate, right?
Yeah, my son just graduated, oldest son from Roseville High.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. So exciting times. My daughter's going to go to San Diego State. Your son is going to
Portland State University.
State. Nice.
I want to just launch right in and start talking about your story. I have so many questions for you about, how you got your start, what compelled you to move into this business. Are you originally from the U.S. or
With my funky name, is that what you're thinking? Yeah.
non-Western?
Yeah.
We say, right?
So just start?
Yeah,
Go for it, yeah.
So, I've always been kind of an entrepreneur and startup, and that's why, Mark, you invited me originally. You saw me in Chico speak to a large crowd, I think at the Sierra Nevada big oak room they have up there.
Yeah.
And I had a business that I sold about 6 years ago. It was in project management. So I started as an accountant and then didn't really like that.
Yep, me too.
Ended up working for Oracle and for Intuit and starting my own company with my college roommate. It was called PCI Group, and we built a project management consulting firm, grew it to 17 people, and then sold it.
Wow. Here in Sacramento?
Yeah, here in Sacramento. Actually, it started out of Folsom, but locally, yes. And I was hired on from the acquirer as VP of sales, so stuck around for about 4 years. And then moonlighted and created this beverage.
So how do you go from project management, sales, to I'm going to start a beverage company?
Yeah, I think it takes a bit of crazy, actually. I grew up in Tehran. I grew up in Iran the first 10 years of my life. My father is from Iran, my mother American. And I love to cook, almost more than anything else. And I'll do it alone. I don't even like people to be around. I just like to cook a dinner for 6 hours and then watch people love the flavors and kind of oogle over it. And that really it's super fun for me and relaxing, almost meditative in a way. So I was making dinners and they were taking a long time, and people liked the culture, and there was a drink I wanted that I had as a kid, and the drink was actually my grandmother would make it once or twice a year, and it would be in a green vat underneath the sink. And there was a wooden spoon in the vat, and you basically took one scoop and put it in a glass and added water and stirred it. And the drink is called Sekenjabin. And I loved it, and I couldn't find it. So I made it, and it basically had a little thing that carbonates the drinks. I'm forgetting what it's called, Soda Stream.
Yeah.
And I added carbonation to it. Always made a mess, but I started passing that around at different gatherings also. And then I went to MBA school here at Sacramento State, the executive program, and found a group that really helped me along with the process with naming the company and tasting the flavors. And really there were 10 of us, and there was one guy in particular who was from Genentech, and he was my the other founder. He's no longer with us, but so we made the syrup. We kind of figured out the process of getting it approved and organic and FDA certified and a bottler, and basically I bottled 50,000 bottles, and I bootstrapped the whole thing. So I traded in my I'm kind of a BMW fan, so I had a BMW for about 12 years. I didn't think that was appropriate for an organic beverage, so I now have an orange Subaru, and that's part of the story. And I would fill up the Subaru with 22 cases and leave the house and not come back until it was gone. And basically I went through 50,000 bottles in about 2.5 months
Okay.
out of the trunk of my car. So it's a
Did you
represent.
bottle it yourself? The bottle is
No.
Yeah.
There was a company in Sonoma that
Okay.
bottled it for me, that small batch, and I use a company out of Portland right now. Sonoma can do 50,000 bottles a day. Portland can do 250,000 in about 6 hours. So
And I think the first time you were on the show, you were just leaving the show to drive up to Oregon to talk to that bottler. So that was before you
yeah, okay,
got in the
yeah, I've
contract.
been with them almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So
And so now were you working while you were driving around with your Subaru pedaling your soda pop?
that was my work. Well,
Or had you left your other company?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So it was development. We incorporated the company in August. The bottles rolled off the line March 1st of that next year, and I quit my job February 1st. So it was a month. It was a month before I quit a month before my first bottling,
Got
and it was
it.
my full time. I went for it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of cash. You got to go in.
After we
it
get
is.
back from commercial, I want to talk more about that leap and that scary, I'm going to quit my job, my stable income, my W-2
Right.
Yeah.
to launch on this adventure.
Yeah, that's a big.
That's
a big
huge.
thing.
It's a
Yeah.
huge step.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what holds a lot of entrepreneurs back, is that fear of taking the first step.
Yeah, well, you're not an entrepreneur unless you take a risk.
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're talking with Payam Fardanesh with Silk Road Soda. If you want to get a hold of them, you can go to the website, www.silkroadsoda.com, or you can email them, Payam, P-A-Y-A-M, at silkroadsoda.com. So real quick, I think we got about 30 seconds before break. You said you had other names and ultimately decided on Silk Road?
Yeah. You know, we had one. It was Tazi, and Tazi means "Are you ready?" in Farsi. So I thought that was cute. We had Tabriz. Tabriz is actually the center of the Silk Road.
Okay.
Which
So-
kind of sounds like Febreze, so
I know.
glad you didn't pick that one.
No. All right, well, we got to go to
Yeah.
commercial. When we get back, we'll finish this and launch into the next thing. You're
Good.
listening to Beyond the Numbers on Money 105.5. Sorry, did I step on your foot or just kick you?
You tore up my
I'm
heel.
so sorry.
It's okay. It was like, what in the world? There's
So,
like a
direction is that
Tyrannosaurus Rex under there. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Velociraptor?
It's just like.
Is there more?
Tazi. I like Tazi, but there's a T, Tazo T.
Right, Tazo. Yeah.
Oh, that's why we didn't.
Yeah.
We probably wouldn't have got the. We wouldn't have got the trademark.
It's far too close.
I got the trademark, Silk Road Soda, which I can't.
Yeah, I
It's
would've-
hard. It's hard to believe that I got Silk Road
Yeah.
because it's so pervasive, and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you
and
would think
there's
others would've-
even a man in San Rafael that is a. He's like a tea, like goo. It's so crazy. He knows so much about tea, but it's Silk Road Teas, and he's his company has served the Dalai Lama 5 times.
Hmm.
So this is it's a big deal to serve tea to the Dalai Lama.
I bet, yeah.
So, and watching him, I can't believe he doesn't have the trademark,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he would go. I've been to his facility, and he grabs the tea with both hands and sticks it in his face.
And then he throws it in
And then
a
when
cup and brews it for you.
Yeah.
and he lets it go. There's all this tea. All over.
That's funny.
But yeah.
So when I do the finger thing, that's how many minutes are left.
Okay.
Sorry. I
Okay.
just-
Yeah, I
everyone's
kind
running tight.
of got that.
Yeah, no, you're sharp.
Is there a direction you guys want to go? No.
Look, Katie, is there any direction you want to go? Kick over?
Sorry, this is my commercial. Do I want to finish talking about the story first?
Yeah, I think so.
And talk about some questions about that?
Agreed.
Yeah. I used to use a software platform for recruiting called Silk Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Huh.
talent acquisition platform.
Huh. Interesting.
Well, and we used it when weren't we using that?
That was what I had implemented for
Okay.
the firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silkroad.com or something, right?
I don't know. How to say
Yeah, yeah, it's gone.
It's gone. I don't use that now.
socks.
Some leg warmers under my pants.
And we're back. You're listening to Beyond the Numbers on Money 105.5 FM, part of the Wall Street Business Network. We're with
Morning.
Mark and Katie, and our guest, Payam Fardanesh. Hello.
Hello
If you have questions for Payam, you want to ask him, 866-576-1055 is the number here in the studio. We can ask questions. So you're just telling us quickly, finish up the story on how you came up with the name. You tried different names and ultimately got...
We were
Yeah,
talking
you
about
wanted.
taking that leap of actually
Yeah.
quitting your job.
Yeah.
Yeah, the leap, it really seemed like it was time to, go, my last job. I mean, we had been acquired, I was with them for 4 years, I took it to where it needed to go, and that was a time where I could step off. And, I could go back into the corporate world and start that over, or this was a really fun idea. It was starting to gather steam in town. I remember being at a graduating MBA party with a friend of mine, and I brought the drink in syrup form with like carbonated water, and then I was making drinks and everyone was wanting to try it and thinking I was kind of this strange man, and then Brad Peters, who used to be with the Paragary group, now he's with Jack Daniels group, he tasted it and he's like, you need to go sit down and let me take care of this. So he kind of like a mixologist, bartender that just took over for me and was making cocktails for the room, and it was super cool to watch. And I remember he told me, he said, I think you got something. So that was over 4 years ago. And I did have something. I entered in food shows. I was in the Chronicle under the beer and wine section for having a soda pop, which was neat. From there, I was contacted by Oprah Winfrey's food editor. She loved the drink. I was on Oprah's website for a month. The Nugget family took me in the entire chain immediately after they tasted it. Have small independents like Newcastle Produce that brought me in right away, and Sunrise Natural Foods. I could go on and on. I have over 1,000 stores now, so it's hard to name everybody.
So I understand it's organic.
Yes.
What else makes it different? Because I'm thinking, as an entrepreneur, my differentiator is I'm in a space that is kind of uncharted territory. I'm doing something that hasn't really been done a lot the way I'm doing it.
Right.
There's a lot of soda pop out there.
There
so
is.
how do you go, okay, I mean, obviously there's a market, so that's good. That's been
So
tested.
you've found a niche that you've
Right, but
created
beyond
and
saying, okay, there's
fulfilled,
already a market for drinks, how do you penetrate that market and set yourself apart?
That's a great question, because I go to these food shows and we have an award-winning drink at these food shows, which is crazy. There'll be 4,000 vendors and 20 awards, and we'll win one. A little company out of Roseville, but when I go to the food shows, there's chocolate after chocolate after chocolate and tea after tea. It's really not memorable. So our drink is really memorable, and then it has a vinegar and mint is the base. So apple cider and apple cider vinegar and mint. And when people try it, they're like, what is this? It's not a soda. It's called a soda because I needed some sort of placement in the market, but it's not really a soda. And we have people in town. The head chef for the Kings is Michael Toohey. I don't drink soda, but I drink this. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of, I was getting really high accolades for that, and it's a difference. We have some unique flavors: cucumber, ginger, pomegranate, and pear, all with mint and all with a vinegar back end. So when you drink it, you don't feel crappy. Like, I like to drink Coke, but after I drink it, I feel crappy. Mm. So this is different.
And what about it's pure? Is it sugar in there?
It is. Yeah. I wasn't following a trend. I mean, the trend now is GMO free and gluten free. I mean, a lot of people don't even know if you're organic, you're already GMO free. So it's the same. It's a synonymous type of title. But we use pure cane sugar. And I wouldn't use any artificial sweeteners at all. Even people say stevia is natural. I think stevia tastes terrible.
I agree.
So if you're I have sugar in my drink. There's 19 grams, and in a serving. So if you can't take that, then don't drink it.
Yeah.
You know, I really wasn't gonna. I might walk down the sugar. I think I can a little bit in the future, but right now I think it's hit the right spot.
Don't drink it or dilute it with booze.
Or dilute it with booze. You're right. It can be diluted with. We've got some great gin makers in the area, Darling Gin. We've got vodka and lots of fun spirits you can mix it with. You gotta be careful though, because it really hides booze well. So I usually will tell people there's 2 shots in that glass. Yeah.
Jerry's ears are pricking up. He likes
Yeah.
it.
Our producer.
Jerry, we'll take care of you.
It's a little scotch in there, maybe. So I remember at one time, because I haven't heard your story before, you talked about like going for yoga moms.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
is that part of the initial
Well, when you're
strategy, or
starting,
what?
yeah, that's a great question. Because when you're starting, I'm working with my own capital in the beginning for the first 2 years actually. So I needed a concentrated market, and I thought that I have a general partner in my last business that said you have to hit the biggest guy in the bar. So for me to be successful, you have to hit the biggest guy in the bar, have respect. For me, the biggest guy in the bar was a yoga mom. And I'm not talking about 20 little bendy yogis. I'm talking about 30 and 40 and 50-year-old yoga moms. Will they drink this drink? And they did. So when they did, I could go after anybody because nobody knows their body better than a 40-year-old yoga mom.
That's a good point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So new flavors on the horizon. Are you a mad scientist testing different concoctions?
Always. We were gonna do a campaign this summer to help and have our user base help us pick a new flavor. We just got really busy with some things that are on my mind right now, but the 2 flavors we had in mind, Katie, and I've never said it before, but watermelon with mint.
This is a beyond the
It's
numbers
an exclusive.
Yes.
breaking exclusive.
Yeah.
Watermelon with mint, or strawberry basil with mint.
Oh,
Yeah.
I vote strawberry basil all the way.
Yeah.
And the watermelon is funny because when we walk it through the system, it heats up a little bit, tastes a little squashy, and I'm not really happy with it yet. But I want watermelon, but strawberry basil with mint is.
So when you make something like the watermelon, do you actually just take a watermelon,
I
pulp
have,
it or whatever?
Like Gallagher
or is it
style,
like
no,
when you smash it?
No, it's a little, we're a little more advanced than that.
Well, I'm just curious, like, how do you get the flavor?
We're
You
coming
know,
up to 2
watermelon
billion
flavoring.
bottles.
Yeah,
so,
I know. Yeah.
So I'm
Big
joking around with you, but I can't make it in my kitchen anymore.
No.
So I have a flavor company out of Santa Cruz. Her name is Grace Venus, and hopefully she'll get a lot of calls. But she works for Whole Foods and for Trader Joe's, and her father actually created Santa Cruz lemonade.
Okay.
So I
would
tell
you go
her I want a watermelon with mint, or I want strawberry basil, and she makes 100 of them.
Gotcha.
And then Travis and I, my right hand man, and owner of the company too, will go up to Santa Cruz and we'll taste. So that kind of what Sejan and I did, my former partner in the beginning, in creating the flavor, we don't do that anymore. It has to be too precise now because you're bottling.
Oh yeah.
There's
How many bottles did you say?
400 to 500 bottles per minute.
Yeah.
So everything's got to be right.
So are you like Starbucks? We've gone to all natural flavorings or whatever their big deal is now.
Yeah, I think we're better than Starbucks.
Well, of course.
Well, they
Yeah.
don't have a unicorn silk road,
Yeah.
so as long as you don't come out with one of those.
Hopefully no
Weird ones.
mocha mist.
Yeah,
bananas
Starbucks has been interesting. They've flirted with us a bit, and
Oh, is that right?
We'll see how that works
To
out.
carry them in their case there in front or something.
That would be nice. I
Yeah.
think.
I think it would. Yeah.
So how big are you now? Do you have a manufacturing facility locally, or are you outsourcing everything?
We
Do you
have
have a team, accountants, recruiters?
I have a team.
I know people. I'm just saying.
I have. No, I know.
She can help you find more people.
I've been working with my accountant lately. I gave a quote to a friend the other day. I think you guys will think it's cute, but I said working with an accountant is like talking to the devil, but without the fun. So anyway, I have an accountant, and I have a team. They're all contracted though.
Oh, okay.
So my manufacturing facility is in Portland, and they run bottles like Izzy and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then my accountant, it's not in house. It's he's been my accountant. He was my accountant through my last acquisition, so he knows my personal stuff. And he knows that I'm a little bit sloppy with accounting, but anyway, we worked on that.
You'd be the only client that's that way.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I have the shoebox, literally.
Great.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's a big shoes. Yeah.
So it's interesting at the level that you're at, that you don't have a physical office space or a team of people kind of grinding away behind computers.
I have my car. What are you talking
Right.
about? It's cute. The transmission's going out, I think, but yeah.
So and it's an orange Subaru.
It is an orange.
And
It's
the-
so orange.
I think
Which
I
I've
was
seen
in
around,
front of
yeah.
you.
And
right
I've
here
never
this
got a
morning,
ticket
actually.
before. And I think, knock on wood, and I think the cops just feel sorry for me driving an orange car.
Orange
Yeah,
Subaru.
they just leave me go.
But that catches people's eye. People see you
That's-
out there in the market.
I had the very first
road.
orange Subaru in the area out of the Roseville Auto Mall, and I ordered it. So, and now everybody has an orange
I've seen
Subaru.
a number of them around.
And then people used to text me, "Oh, I saw you." Well, no, you didn't. But that's my marketing plan. It worked. Yeah.
That's good. It's a
Yeah.
good marketing plan. Yeah.
So,
We're talking with Payam Fardanesh, with founder of Silk Road Soda, which has 4 flavors now,
Yes.
right? And potentially more coming down the road. And you can find them in various markets and retail outlets and bars, etc., throughout Sacramento, Portland, Seattle,
yeah.
all up and down the West Coast.
Gonna be in Hawaii in
Hey,
100
congratulations.
different locations.
Wow.
So
Wow,
that's
I'm excited about that one too.
Are you like Southern California as well?
Southern California, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so you can find him all around. If you want to get a hold of him, you can go to the website, www.silkroadsoda.com, or you can email him, payam@silkroadsoda.com. And if you want to call in, when we get back from the break, the number here is 866-576-1055.
Yes, we would love to hear from you.
Yes, love to hear from you. If you have any questions for Pi, what's going on with whatever you want to ask.
When we get back, I want to talk about some challenges that you've encountered as you've grown and kind of the growing pains of expansion and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, what you've learned from it, pluses, minuses, etc.
I love to talk about challenges.
Awesome.
I'm
Well,
kidding.
Me too.
No, good. We'll be right back. It's Katie's favorite subject. Let's talk about it. Used to say failures, but I
I
think
know. I
challenge is
always
a
say
lot better
failure
word.
because I love to talk about failure. Because I'm like a proven expert in it.
I think it's only failure. You don't learn from it. I think if you learn from it, then it's
Yeah.
a challenge.
I think it's still failure, regardless of whether or not you learn it. It's still falling on your face, but yes. I've been on a good streak though.
A
Like for
failure.
about 5 days.
You'll fall on your face in 5 days. Wow, nice.
I don't think so.
No.
But I will tell you that I was on like a somersaulting rampage right before I left for Italy. It was just faceplant, faceplant, faceplant after faceplant. So,
we had all of the firms organized by like basically an executive committee kind of runs the overall
Oh, okay.
satellite firm, and our CEO is a guy out of Florida, and all these people from different places, and so a bunch of them were in town the last couple of days. We actually had a breakfast with them yesterday in that town hall meeting. So you didn't fall on your face in front of any of them yesterday. That's good.
not figuratively or literally. And
I
the
don't think I could
rearview
either.
mirror is firmly glued back on my car.
There you
so
go. Nice, nice.
it randomly just fell off when I left the office on Monday night. It was hanging off of my car. Like, what in the world? So I had the glass guy come out and glue it on yesterday.
So are you gonna get another orange Subaru, or are you gonna?
There, I want an orange BMW.
Oh yeah.
I think you need like the
Super
Red Bull
nice.
car, but with like a big silk road soda. Like you can't go through car washes because
Yeah.
it's scraping the top of every parking garages. The little bottle cap is across
Yeah,
the
yeah.
top.
Do they make orange BMWs? I mean, you can get painted.
I have a picture of it already.
Of
Do
course
you really?
they do.
Which what? Like an M3, or what are you looking at?
It is. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
They've got like that creamy paint
Let's see.
in the blue color.
Let's see that.
Are we on?
No.
Oh.
It's a little bit longer break.
I feel like you should get a Prius.
Oh gosh. I drove a Prius after a 335, and I'm like, yeah, this is death. It's not even. It's not even. It's the worst. It was the worst thing I ever imagined.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
I think you should.
I may get this even if the company doesn't make it, just because of these
Oh, I
last
was gonna
4
ask
years
you,
that
are you willing to disclose like where you're at revenue wise, or you not wanting to talk about that? Okay.
I shouldn't, no.
Okay. Can you tell me just for curiosity, or is it totally?
These members
private?
on.
Oh, that's
Facebook
right.
Live,
Okay,
so.
we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you write them on this?
Yeah.
I forget because I operate in this space of helping companies grow and well, what's your revenue numbers and what's
Yeah.
this and what's that. It's like talking
The
salaries.
magic number for a specialty drink like mine is $1 million
Right.
to get acquired.
$1 million revenue?
Or for someone to come in.
$1 million revenue or
Yeah,
bottles?
yeah.
Okay.
No, bottles I'm already there.
Gross profit or net?
Sales.
Million sales.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it proves that it's a workable concept.
Right.
Well, I think
And they'll
it's-
come in and they'll buy like 20% of the
That's a
company.
different level for, I mean, professional services too. I'm running at that number and it's, you know, the same kind of deal is once you hit that, it's a whole different realm.
Right.
But based upon what I'm hearing you say, I'm going, God, I would have thought you would already.
No. So that's what if what I mentioned before we were on, I mean, I'm going to DCA right after this meeting to work on a cash flow calculation for this latest contract. So that puts us in a different place with banks and investors. And
Did you say you're going to DCA?
Yeah.
Who do you work with?
I work with, well, Steve is on my board.
Okay.
And do you know Steve Mills?
I know Kurt.
Okay. So Steve is the other partner.
Okay.
But I work with Casey Lawton
Okay.
on my cash flow.
Good. And we're back.
We're back.
You're listening to Beyond the Numbers on 91.55 FM,
Feels
part
like
of the
we never
Wall
left.
Street Business Network. I know. Today we're talking with Payam Fardanesh with Silk Road Soda. Am I saying your name right?
Yeah,
Fardanesh?
Payam, that's
Payam.
good.
Okay.
Pi is for
Pi.
short, and I don't care which one you use.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to get a hold of us here and ask a question of Pi or Katie or I, it's 866-576-1055.
Seriously, call us.
Call us.
We wanna hear
So,
from you.
challenges, failures, etc. Things you love talking about, you said. I'm sure you just started out day one and everything was smooth and it's never had an issue, never a hiccup, never a bottle that broke.
You know, it's kind of
Wait, a
interesting.
bottle that broke. That's just the first world problem.
Yeah, that actually, something like that happened.
I'm sure.
We had some bottle breakage and had to stop a line once, and then I was afraid of the volatility in some of the bottles, personally afraid of it, and had an auditor come in and look at those bottles. So that was a definite challenge, because what it does is it throws off the inventory and when it's available, when it can
Sure.
go out, and I have everything. I have a year expiration date on my product, so when you can only bottle half, then your dates change. And those are just operational difficulties that
Well, I
we
think
deal
it's a
with.
balance too, that you need to know how to make enough so that you're not in a constraint where you can't deliver, but not too much where it's going to go bad and you're going to have spoilage issues, and kind of figuring out that sweet spot.
Yeah, that's very difficult. There's been some waste, but we generally will use that for marketing, or before it goes bad, we will use it for marketing or sponsor a big event or
Right,
something like
or
that.
just wedding crash with your orange Subaru and just
Absolutely.
roll up like, woo!
I've done that before too.
That would be great. Well, and I've seen you out at various events.
Yeah,
some golf
we,
tournaments, food tastings, whatever. That kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I like to be involved in. There's different charity events in town, the Keaton Raphael Memorial Fund,
Which you're on the board.
Which I'm on the board of. Yes.
different things in my
Yes,
community.
thank you.
A lot of our business is actually, I would say 60% of our business is in Washington and Oregon, and we don't generally do much up there. So it's real funny to, as a business owner, to kind of see where your sweet spots are. I have no idea why Portland and Seattle just they recklessly drink Silk Road. And it's fun for
That's
me.
great.
And then locally, we do radio programs and newspapers, and Comstock's just did a really nice,
Yes.
probably the nicest article in the last 4 years. She did such a great job, and I'm forgetting her name right now. I'm sorry, but she listened to me, which is really, really a strange thing when you get into publicizing your company to be heard. Yeah.
So fears, we were talking about that a little bit before, that fear of taking the initial leap, and then all of the fear that comes along after that, right? Am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? Am I going in the right direction?
Yeah, great question. A little bit hard because I could probably talk about it for a long time.
That's all right.
I felt I was at a recoverable age, and I did have some capital. So those two things allowed me to take the leap. Now I didn't know it would last 4 years. I don't think 4 years down the road. I generally don't think 2 weeks down the road if most people know me. But those are two things. And then that kind of heart jump. I mean, I'm representing my Persian community now with a drink, and I get to talk about Iran and Greece and India and that whole Mediterranean region every day. So Brené Brown and vulnerability, you know,
Yes.
I'm
Love her.
like shooting arrows for her, you know, not for
Right.
her, but I'm doing what she's telling me to do. And she would be one of my 5 that I would have at the table for dinner, actually. So the leap, you kind of get addicted to that failure possibility.
Right.
I think
because when you hit the mark, that level of greatness is just not achievable without that level of risk. And once you
absolutely.
taste that,
Agreed.
you can't go back from that, and you just live your whole life that way.
Yeah, I'm a little weary of it sometimes, though. That's why I've joined the intensive yoga program that I was talking about.
Sanity.
That's sanity, yeah. So those leaps I took, I had a lot of support from my family, from my yoga community, from my friends, and I really walked around on a cloud. I mean, people everywhere I meet, they've tried my drink. Generally, Katie will take care of you, and they're very supportive. Like, this is different. This is good. We like what you're doing. You're inspiring us. You know how it feels to inspire somebody? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's a really great, and we all do it in our own little ways. And I think I did it before the soda, but that's part of it. So the risks I took, I'm still taking them
Absolutely.
in a big way. And some of the challenges you mentioned, and what I lose sleep over, is the calls that I get. And people that come onto the website and ask me questions. I have received inquiries from every national retailer that you can think of.
I imagine so.
Every one of them. And the questions that go through my mind are, can I supply them?
Right.
And do I have the capital to supply a country? I was once questioned by Australia. Can you bring the drink? Well, no, I would manufacture there because I'm not going to ship bottles.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
there will be $9 a bottle.
Yeah.
Well, and soda pop in Australia is already $4.50 a bottle. So I mean, this would be more. And I think $3.50 in Hawaii will be a good price for us.
I think common themes with small business owners, with entrepreneurs: take risks because it's worth the leap into greatness. Take time to work on yourself, and you never stop staying awake at night thinking about kind of what your next piece of move is.
And the team that I have around me, you mentioned the team before. So I was told many years ago, pick people that are not like you to be on your team. My right-hand man is not like me. He's a 10-year Whole Foods guy. And he just knows the business in that way. And then all of my board is a former bar owner, a venture capital, owns a fund, and a lawyer. And I just have people that do things, and I feel huge. I feel like I'm really supported by a ton of people who know things that I don't know. And I'm getting to the point in in this company's development that I don't make a major decision without running it by my board.
Sure.
And that major decision is really like a $10,000 threshold. If anything is over $10K, I send out, and I text these guys, and they're on, they're in there. It's so fun to have. I have a huge brain because of all these people that work with me.
Well, that's just the importance of having a good team surrounding you.
Right.
Having a good strong decisions. That
Absolutely,
like
and
you
I
said,
love
they're
the
not
comment
like
of
you.
complementary
Yeah.
skills too. I mean, it's so true in every aspect of life.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's great. That's good stuff. That's interesting.
I don't know if you could be like me anyway, so it's pretty easy to find people that aren't like me, you know.
Yeah.
So this is kind of your gig now, from now into perpetuity.
Oh
I mean,
boy.
I don't know if you
that-
know yet, or if
that's
you're
a
at
loaded
liberty
question,
to say,
Katie.
but if you're gonna reach a critical mass and sell and start another company, or if you kind of feel like your passion's here and you want to ride this out for
No.
the remainder of your life.
No, absolutely not. I don't have the wherewithal and the capital for this product to be a global product, and I feel in my gut that it is a global product. It's not a West Coast play. This is
Sure.
a drink that they will have in Paris.
But will you lose the integrity of your company if you sell it to Pepsi or I don't know who else, Coca-Cola?
That's an interesting question because Pepsi has lost from 1% to 3% every year for the last 12 years in their revenue. They're looking for me. They're looking for products like mine. And do I lose an integrity of the world having access to a organic vinegar based? No, I think that actually spreads the wealth.
Sure. And I think it can be done. I mean, Budweiser owns Shock Top, and they maintain that separate
Yeah. can be
process
done.
and label. And
Yeah.
Who do you see as your competitor out there? Who have you seen as competitor? What which
Who,
products or brands?
well, when I'm in the finest stores, New Seasons, Whole Foods, these stores I've been mentioning, I see Izzy as being kind of a clear competitor.
there's another one that
there's-
makes like a lavender, and they have some.
Yeah,
like
there's
vanilla.
Dry Soda.
Dry, that's
and
the one.
Dry. The woman has been in business for about 12 years. I've never met her. She does well revenue wise. I don't like the product, so I don't view myself as her.
I'll be honest, I haven't tried it. I want to, but I just can't bring
Which-
myself to pay $12 for soda.
Yeah,
box.
yeah. Well, mine's
What
not that
about
much.
like a
It's close
kombucha?
though. Yeah.
Is there any?
I think
relation between
kombucha. I think
kombucha?
that's a great question, Mark, because I think kombucha helped pave the road for me.
Yeah.
Because kombucha is different. I like one kombucha a week. I can't drink more than that. It's kind of it's a commitment to drink a kombucha.
Yeah.
So my it's like, can I finish that last swig with that little gnarly thing at the bottom?
Let's hold that thought. We have to take a
Uh-oh.
break. Sorry.
Oh.
Commercial time. We'll be right back. You listen to Beyond the Numbers.
I thought that was all. No.
No
We have one more
Oh,
segment.
one more. Okay.
Explain. Someone.
So kombucha. I think I'm the road to kombucha. Like kombucha, I'm between a kombucha and a tea.
Oh yeah, because I was telling someone about your product the other day, and then as I was describing it with the vinegar base, I'm thinking kombucha to me it tastes like it's a vinegar base. I don't know if
If it's good and like right out of a tap from a food truck or something, it's not like that. But some of the ones you get in the grocery store are like drinking.
A lot of
salad
times I'll
dressing.
get the ones with the chia, and then that kind of cuts the vinegar
I'm gonna
taste
try
for me.
that.
That's what I like that.
I've only had it a couple times, and God, if I'm gonna drink something that tastes like vinegar, I might as well drink bad wine, and then at least I can get the booze. Why do I want this?
That's funny.
I'm curious, and I don't know if you can talk about this, but health benefits because of the apple cider. Like, is it better for your belly or probiotic, or
Yeah,
do you not make
yeah.
those claims? Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good. And that's a good tie into kombucha, I think, because of the probiotic aspect.
Right.
Of that, so,
Who's on next week?
good question. I don't remember. Check your Google calendar access.
Yeah, I think it's Mike Rodegart, who's really delinquent, but he's emailed me twice this morning, so.
That's the guy who's on.
No, because he needs to get me his stuff.
So.
Let me check really fast. Because we'll wanna pull you. 14th is Mike Rodegart's, yeah. Sure is.
Do you want to introduce him then, towards the end of the segment?
Sure.
Well, my lawyer hasn't texted me, so we're doing okay.
So far, so good.
What in the world? It just
What
went.
happened? Oh.
It just went.
The white screen
Oh,
death. That's
there
why.
we go. Kim Kaputski's on me.
Well, so far, it's just you and I for next Monday
Oh yeah.
for golf. Yeah.
We don't have a.
I don't have the other two yet. So if
Okay.
you have anybody in mind,
What?
let me know right away. Because I got to start reaching out. I've been reaching out. continue to reach out to people.
Okay.
Are you guys playing in a tournament?
Yeah, River Cats Foundation has a baseball
Oh.
tournament, El Macera,
Coming
next
up already?
Monday. Do you want to play?
I was supposed to be on a client, but we just filled the role early, so.
If you want to join us, the three of us, and we'll add one more.
I will be honest that I have not played golf all this year so far.
It's best ball, so you don't have to worry.
Oh yeah. My chipping game was on point last year, but I haven't played since October.
Yeah,
This
you
whole
should
building
play.
a business thing is really getting in the way of all the things I want to do.
Oh yeah.
And we're back. We're back to Beyond the Numbers on my 105.5 FM, part of the Wall Street Business Network. Mark and Katie here with their guest, Payam Fardanesh. So we're talking about kombucha.
Specifically kombucha.
And kombucha kind of paved the road, if you will. For
Yeah, I
the way
think
for-
the taste profile of a kombucha is mine's not as harsh. It's a
Definitely not.
little
Yeah.
milder, and it's mellowed by mint and by sugar. But I think the kombucha success helped us because we do have apple cider vinegar. It is good for you, and that's another difference maker that you were talking about in the beginning. Why are you different? Well, most drinks don't have apple cider vinegar.
I've seen some that do, but I don't necessarily have
But they're
some that I really
they're
like the taste
branded
of.
like a health beverage.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
your branding is not.
Well, 4 years ago, vinegar wasn't so big.
No.
So I was afraid to put vinegar, like Iranian vinegar drink. You know how many of that sold? That would have sucked.
People are using
So-
it to clean windows.
Yeah, yeah,
Stuff is
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So this was Silk Road was my way, and people say, well, Silk Road is that more in China? And well, it's Asia. Iran actually is part of Asia, and we don't look at it that way. But and it was actually the center point of the Silk Road. So I thought it was a fun name, and I wish I knew who created it. Because it was a group of 10 of us, and I don't know who spoke
Oh, is that
up
right?
and said
Wow.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah,
It's probably better than Tazi.
yeah,
In the end.
yeah,
So-
yeah.
Yeah. So, so let's see. You've got your bottling facility in Portland.
Uh-huh.
You guys have taken off in Portland. Now, are you here? You part of your, if I remember, part of your initial role is you would go to bars and they would serve your soda.
Yeah.
And did you do that as well in Portland and in Seattle?
I don't do that. It's really I'm a small business, so I have to look at cost effectiveness.
Right.
And retail outlets can do like side stacks and
Sure.
deals, and bars. There are bars that use this, and it's fun. It's fun. It's amazing to go into a restaurant or into a small store and say Healdsburg. There's a beautiful store in Healdsburg. I'm forgetting the name of it, but I walked in and I was with a friend and I said, I should be in here, and I was. So that's the sort of thing that's happening now.
That's great.
I had a friend that went to Amador County, and she said that I was in 3 of the wineries that she visited.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's kind of
Wow, that's great.
that's there's only 2 of us. We can't drive out to Amador. We do have a brokerage firm that we use, and they have sales reps that rep our products. So we have sales. Everything is hired.
But you mentioned that most of your people are contracted. So
Yeah.
how many employees do you have?
Just one.
Just you?
Yeah, yeah. And let
You
me
need more.
And just yeah, Kate will be aboard. To put this industry calls for that because of the margins and distribution channels that are already in place.
Right.
So just to give you an idea, there's Guayaki products, and they're in a yellow can, and everybody's drinking. It's a matcha, and it kind of gives you gives you a buzz.
Oh, I thought so.
They're out of Petaluma. They're a worldwide brand at 18 employees.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it can be done.
Can.
Well, and I think margins are more of a challenge with the manufacturing side, right? Than say professional service.
Oh, yeah, when
because
you
there's
enter
just more
under-
capital
oh, yeah.
intensive.
Right.
I mean,
right.
in professional service, a 30% margin is a sweet spot, right? In manufacturing and food, what is the sweet spot margin? 15 maybe?
No, it's higher.
Oh.
It
Yeah,
is?
it
Oh,
is
that's
higher.
good.
It's
Okay.
36, 38.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm there
Oh,
actually.
that's great. I didn't
But
know
you're
that.
putting a
Yeah.
lot of the money back into the business when you're starting out. And you know, the other day I found a bottle manufacturer that I may use, and it lowered the cost of the bottle by 4.5 cents. And you're thinking, oh, that's not, you know, in the professional service world, it's $12,000 per 100,000 units. So yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question at the risk of stirring the pot.
Okay.
Environmental impact, because you're generating a disposable, and you're hoping people are recycling it, or you know something's happening with the bottles. But what's your thought on that?
We're very I was a little loose on the subject, to be honest with you, but the partner, Sejan, my originating partner, wasn't. He was from Genentech in their QC division. He needed it to be renewable, so we started with bottles. Are people doing well, I can't control the world, but I can control it being a paper product or a canned product, and it was important to him on a weird scale. Like, he wouldn't even consider working for the company unless it was a bottle. So now we're getting into a little more cans, and it would be nice to do a can run. Well, cans, the can manufacturer that I've found is so many units that I don't know if we'll be able to do it for a while. So they want 500,000 per run.
So have you taste tested the can?
No.
I'm wondering, because I would think sometimes I could give it a
it
taste.
would probably,
The can, so.
Yeah, so that's a can would be about 3 cents a can, and a bottle is about 19 cents a can. So I would love to see that change.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not sure if the market's ready for it. If we have the brand to make that jump.
Well, we're seeing a lot of things in cans. They've got wine that comes in cans now over at the new arena.
They have wine that comes in 40s now too.
In 40s.
Really? We should talk after the show.
That does not sound like a good wine.
That sounds like a bad decision in a can right there.
The $2, or $4 wine. So.
Not at the new arena. It'd be $25.
Oh, you're right. Of
Yeah,
course,
that's crazy.
So we're talking with Payam
Sorry,
Fardanesh, Silk Road Soda. You can get a hold of him at payam@silkroadsoda.com. You can also see the website, www.silkroadsoda.com. You can find them in Nugget markets.
Nugget, Whole Foods, several Rayleighs, and then all the locals. The SAC Co-op is actually taking us in, which is awesome. I met the buyer, and she, sorry we didn't have you in sooner, and we'll get you in. So that's going to be fun.
That's great. And you
It's a
mentioned
beautiful store.
Hawaii.
Hawaii,
Can you say where?
Foodland
Okay.
is the, so they have 40 stores and 60 tourist kiosks, and they were kind of falling over themselves at the taste and the potential of Silk Road. So.
That's awesome.
So, final parting thoughts that you have, a piece of advice that you could give to
To our listeners.
anybody?
I have this kind of personal adage: if it makes me nervous inside, it's probably worth doing.
I
So,
love it.
like, if my
Yes.
chest, and I get this weird. People feel nerves in different places. You know, maybe they cry or they whatever. But I feel this weirdness in my chest, in my shoulders. Maybe it's all my yogi, but if that means it's worth doing. And I like my timing in between feeling that and doing something. I think the more confident you are, the shorter that time
Shorter the
is.
time is.
Yeah.
Differential.
So I appreciate the Sacramento community a ton. I think it launched my brand, and I think it was a perfect place to launch. Even though I may be selling a ton in Portland and Seattle, it came out of here, and I had support from the Bee, from all the little magazines and everything around, and it was. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It's been a 4-year, just beautiful ride in my life. Yeah.
And just continue to go greater and greater heights.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
exciting.
see where it goes. I have some incredible news to announce in the next week or so. I would have loved to do it here because everyone will go, wow. And it's not a buyout, by the way. We're not there yet.
You
But
might
it's
have- Deloitte might be
maybe
testing
the
you.
next closest thing, and it's creating that scariness, Katie, that I was talking about.
I love it.
Yeah,
If
that's
it makes you
exciting.
feel nervous,
Inside.
Do
I
it.
do it, yeah.
Yep.
That's a great quote. It's a great quote. So, who we got next week?
next week, Mike Rodegarts with Ameriprise, but also small business entrepreneur, running if you will, a concierge service for other small businesses helping tackle their challenges. So
Okay.
lots of experience in the small business space, dealing with challenges and helping companies overturn those.
Excellent.
So
That should be good.
very good background and
Yeah.
dynamic person. Mike, if you're listening, we're expecting a lot out of you.
And kind of continuation of what we talked about today. Payam, thank you so much for being on the show.
I appreciate
love
it.
seeing your success. It's great, and I'm looking forward to having you on again down the road.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, everyone, have a great week. We'll talk to you next
See you
week.
next week.
We're going to do a picture in there with Jerry. And then you're free to go.
I'm freezing right now.
It's
This is
really cold.
ridiculous.
I think
This
it actually
room's-
got colder when it went on.
I'm gonna bring a coat next week. It's ridiculous in June when you have to